Hey guys, this is Homer from MMOs.com doing the quick weekly news recap of all major MMO news. Announcements the week ending October 8th, 2018. This episode number 168 of the recap, and the first of news this week comes from NeoWiz regarding Bless Online. And the news is that they're officially launching out of early access to full release on October 23rd, and also going free to play on that date. Anyone following the Bless saga shouldn't be surprised with this move, as the game's player base has plummeted from like 35,000 or so on release day to an average of 400 or so people online at any given time today. The collapse in players isn't surprising, as the game is one of the most poorly optimized MMORPGs of all time. Plus, NeoWiz and Bandai Namco announced an Unreal Engine 4 version of the game titled Bless Unleashed for consoles that'll be free to play. So given that a superior version of the game with a better engine is going to be free, it was only a matter of time for the Steam buy-to-play version also went free to play. I don't think that the free-to-play transition will save the game though, as there's just too many things wrong with Bless today. They should just launch the game as a free-to-play title from the get-go, as it's most certainly not worth any amount of money in my eyes. Also, in somewhat related game launching news, Legends of Aria from Citadel Studios, the buy-to-play sandbox fantasy MMORPG, is officially launching onto Steam Early Access on December 4th. This one's been in development for a long time, so Early Access launch is a big milestone for the game. The game used to be called Shards Online and takes inspiration from oldies like RuneScape and Ultima Online, as it is a skill-based progression system rather than a class or level-based one. Anyone who pre-orders the game on Steam also gets a bunch of Founders Pack goodies, as well as a 7-day head start. So if you're interested in this one, there's no reason not to pre-order it, because it still costs money afterwards. The one unique thing about Legends of Aria, though, is it'll have tools built in for players to create their own servers with their own custom scripts and rule sets. So there's a chance that players will make something really cool in the game. Time will tell though. Up next, MapleStory 2's Head Start program started on October 1st for anyone who bought a Founders Pack, and everyone else can start playing on October 10th. The game also launched on the Steam on October 4th and hit over 1,800 concurrent players this weekend, which is a pretty impressive number because the vast majority of people hyped for MapleStory 2 already bought the game through Nexon. So the Steam player base represents a very tiny minority of the game's player base, and as is, MapleStory 2 seems to be off to an incredibly strong start because of that, and I'm rooting for the game's success. It has so many non-core gameplay elements like crafting, housing, minigames, customization, and so much more that it's really neat. It's trying to be a place to hang out rather than purely a game, which I think is a recipe for success when it comes to MMOs. Moving right along, Perlbis is hosting a pretty cool event this month in October in celebration of Black Desert Online hitting 10 million players. So basically, anyone can get a free $10 copy of the game by completing the game's 7-day free trial challenge. So you sign up for a free trial, and if you reach level 56 on a character and complete their awakening quest before your trial expires for this month, you get a free starter package for the game valued at $10. It's actually a really cool way to get people to play Black Desert Online, and despite it being kind of grindy, I think it'll end up giving away thousands of copies of the game this way. I actually really like this idea behind the promotion, and I think it'll boost their numbers quite a bit. Next up, Heroes and Generals received their biggest update ever this week, titled Deploy, Drive, and Destroy, which rebalances more than 70 vehicles in the game and introduced a brand new armor system. Heroes and Generals, for those that don't know, is one of the few actual MMO FPS games out there. While individual matches do take place in lobbies, there's an overarching persistent element in the background. It's a unique game and averaged a bit over 3,000 users online at a given time, making it one of the more popular free-to-play FPS games on Steam. Up next, the previously announced Lineage 2 Classic server launched in North America region this week. The NA launch followed the success of Lineage 2 Classic in Russia and Europe, and I suspect the NA version will do equally as well. The server is currently capped at level 70, but will increase with future updates. There's also two of the races aren't available either, so it's going really back to the classic roots. If you're interested in a hardcore MMO experience, Lineage 2 Classic is worth checking out. There's even an XP penalty on death and an open world PK system. If you PK too many people though, you will drop items on death, so it kind of discourages it that way. Next up, EverQuest announced its 25th expansion this week, titled The Burning Lands. It'll be launching in December. The Burning Lands will take place in the elemental planes and will feature air and fire prominently, but detail is a bit light at the moment. Expect new monsters, zones, items, raids, and more. A few games can say they've been around as long as EverQuest. It's one of the longest running MMORPGs in history, as it launched back in 1999 and has been running continuously since. It's free to play now as well, but you do need to kind of pay money to gain access to the expansions and new content, so it's more of an unlimited free trial really, but you can play a lot of the game for free, which is pretty awesome. Next up, a bit of a little heartwarming tale. The 1999 top-down asymmetric 2D MMO FPS game Infantry Online officially relaunched this week thanks to its community. So if you've never heard of this one, it was available through Sony Online Entertainment back in 1999 and ran until 2012 when it shut down. After it shut down, fans of the game revived it through an emulator called Free Infantry. Not sure how long this has been running, but it came to my attention just this last week. I actually played this game quite a bit back when it was through Sony Online Entertainment back in 1999, and it's definitely a unique concept. It's truly a massive shooter. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to appeal to too many new users today, but people who played it back in the day will definitely appreciate the emulator project. I wish other shutdown games kind of went the same route as Free Infantry. I would love to see more private servers for dead games, but I don't think it's going to happen. Up next, Amazon's upcoming MMO New World had quite a bit of leaked gameplay footage this last week, making its way off to YouTube and other places, and now we have a better idea what the game is all about. As I've said before, it's basically a persistent Rust or Ark-like experience, but with much greater emphasis on MMORPG elements and persistence. Characters level up and gain new skills, and help shape the world they're in. Basically, everything's a sandbox, and players can build their own towns, groups, and fight over resources and whatnot. It looked a bit like Worm Online or Life is Feudal MMO, but with a much more streamlined UI. It looks easier to play than those games. I like the concept a lot, but we'll see if they can manage to attract enough users to create a truly MMO sandbox survival experience. point. I think the problem though is trying to create this persistent MMO experience in a sandbox survival style gameplay is going to attract a lot of hardcore users, maybe not enough casual users, but we'll have to wait and see. I know when the release is going to happen, but given that more people are getting the alpha, they're making good progress on this one. Next and last of news this week comes from Bioware regarding Star Wars: The Old Republic, and it's a small one. The game launched its 5.9.3 update this week titled Fame and Fortune, which made a bunch of balance changes and added Vand and Hookball back to the game, and more importantly made the free-to-play experience a bit better by allowing free-to-play users freer access to chatting in groups and guild. Star Wars: The Old Republic has always been one of those games that's kind of, it is free-to-play in name, but a lot of stuff is locked behind paywall in the game. But still, they're making it a little bit more palatable, at least with this update. Anyway guys, that's it for MMO News this week. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the podcast. Later guys.